The seventh person in the federal corruption trial of a Tri-Cities utility has been found guilty of more than a dozen counts. Good evening, I'm Sarah Diamond.
And I'm Josh Smith. Our top story tonight at 11, Stacey Pomrenke was convicted in the corruption case of Bristol, Virginia utilities. She's the chief financial officer for BVU.
Over the course of her trial, prosecutors said she was basically the ringleader in the ongoing public corruption investigation at that utility. We brought you the breaking news at 7 the moment we found out Pomrenke was found guilty, and tonight we have reaction from the whistleblower in that investigation.
Allie Hines just got back from spending the evening talking to people about this case, including Doug Fleener. She's been in the courtroom covering the trial since day one. Allie?
As current BVU board member Doug Fleener says his first reaction to the verdict tonight was justice is done. After 9 days in the courtroom and 5 hours of deliberation, the jury found Pomrenke guilty on 14 of the 15 charges against her. The only charge the jury found her not guilty of is an extortion-related charge where the government says a vendor with BVU was asked and paid a $600 bar tab for a BVU party. This is video of Pomrenke and her defense team leaving the courtroom after the verdict tonight. They clearly didn't want to comment after the verdict. The jury convicted Pomrenke of falsifying tax returns, accepting bribes and kickbacks as a public official, and extorting companies BVU did business with by asking them to pay thousands of dollars for BVU parties.
We are very satisfied with the jury's verdict, and we think it sends a message to the defendant and to anybody else that's involved in this type of conduct, so we're very happy with it.
Board member Doug Fleener was one of the first to publicly claim corruption inside BVU. Tonight, he says he hopes this verdict sends a message to every public official.
Very pleased that the people realized the people of the jury realized what I had suspected and believed for the last 2-3 years.
So is this seventh conviction the end of the BVU investigation? The U.S. Attorney says the government's investigation is still ongoing, and Doug Fleener says he doesn't think this is over. He believes, in his words, others will pay the price for this corruption. Tonight, the government once again motioned to revoke Pomrenke's bond because they say she contacted witnesses prior to the trial, violating her bond agreement. But the judge denied that motion, so tonight Pomrenke is free, awaiting her sentence.
Allie Hines, thank you. Stacey Pomrenke will be sentenced in June. It is unclear tonight whether Stacey Pomrenke is still employed at BVU. She was when this trial started. We've reached out to the current CEO. We'll let you know when we find out.
Several others are currently serving time in prison in connection to that BVU public corruption case. Most of them received at least 2 years. The lowest was 6 months given to former Bristol, Virginia Mayor Paul Hurley. He's also the former chair of the board for BVU. Those convicted also include 3 former executives and 2 former contractors. The judge ordered many of these men to pay back restitution. In total, the payments add up to more than $1 million. The charges placed against these men include defrauding the IRS, illegally soliciting gifts, and money laundering. You'll remember earlier this week, some of them were brought in to testify in Pomrenke's trial. They had to enter and exit the federal courthouse building through the back.